On this episode, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to fix and frame this damaged 2x10 floor joist so that we can be ready to put on the subflooring. So make sure you stay tuned. Hey there friends, welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, consider pressing the subscribe notification bell so you can always be in tune on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that we do within this channel. So as you can see, we've been working tirelessly on trying to prep this whole section of my house. We've been taking out all the old subflooring, the rotted ones, it was molded. So we ended up stripping out and taking out sections of the subfloor, not everything. We did find a section right here where the toilet used to be, and the joist, the floor joist was damaged. They cut it, they supported it wrong, and basically this was floating and this area had no support whatsoever. If you ended up putting something heavy here, it would definitely not support that heavy of a weight. So this is where this gap is going on. That's where they cut the joist. There was a toilet on top of here. It was leaking like crazy, but we just got rid of it. We're just gonna make this a receiving room anyways. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna square this out, make a nice fresh cut, because obviously you can see here, whoever cut this, I think they used their teeth to cut this piece of wood because it's all jaggedy. Now, you can take your speed square, mark where we're gonna cut. I ended up hitting a nail, ended up sparking, but there you go, we got a nice clean cut that we can work on. We're gonna measure the distance from this, which is the rim joist, and this next joist. I'll be setting this next piece right here perpendicular, which is gonna sit right on top of this, called the sill plate. I would like to thank Lexivon for sponsoring today's video with this nice tape measure. They're great tape measures, they're nice and strong. Even have this stop button right here so that when you let go, it slowly comes in just by pressing that button. Again, thanks Lexivon for sponsoring today's video with your tape measures, and they have other tools as well. If you're interested on this tape measure and other tools that I use within this video and other tools from Lexivon, I'll leave all those links on the description down below. So measuring from here to here, I see 30.5. I'm gonna take this piece right here and try to wedge it between here, make it touch the sill plate. Okay, here we go. Make sure this is nice and square. Looks like it's nice and squared up. Now you can use screws, but I prefer nails because it has a higher shear strength. Screws tend to be a little bit brittle, so, but it's up to you. I'm going to be using this Simpson Strong Ties Lust 210. So this is made for, it's a 2x10, so I'm going to be using this size. Two 2x10s sandwiched together. 10Ds, 3 inches. Key tip, don't install these first. That's a big rookie mistake. Always install your lumber first because each one is different. It's milled differently. Whether you think it's the same or not, every wood is different. So you want to even it out, square it off first, and then install these last for brace. Hey there friends, sorry to interrupt, but if you're finding this video super helpful so far, kindly hit that big thumbs up and subscribe to the button. It'll greatly help out the channel. And just to let you know, we do have a second YouTube channel. It's called Mr. Fix This House. It's dedicated for short videos. That's our second YouTube channel. Kind of go there and subscribe and support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the video. Underneath here, one here, brace that. Gonna set right underneath like so. Just like that. Just a little tip. Have you ever used a hammer in a tight space? Well, it's very difficult. That's why instead of using a hammer, I have this palm nailer. This is by Metabo, same brand as my nail gun. Once you push on it, it just hammers it right through. It's pneumatic. You can use it on tight spaces like these without effort, man. It's just amazing. So if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it to get one of these. So I'll leave a link on the description down below if you want. This is the same one that I use. And it just hammers like this. Now we're going to take this brace, place it under here. Now we got the strong ties for that, all nailed up. Same here. We're just going to put a little bit of screws on that corners on both sides, and we should be done for this side. Man, this thing is solid. Look at that. Now you can just walk on this confidently, knowing that this thing is nice and solid. Measure how much I need from here all the way to this end. So I got my 54 3/4. Check for my bow. See if which one's bowed out. I'm gonna go with the bow on the top. Slide this in. Now we're gonna check if it's 16-inch centers. Perfect. Now I'm gonna take my 210 strong ties, place it underneath. And that's pretty much it. Everything is nice and secure, so that's what you do when you have a missing floor joist that you want to go and brace and support. Again, use those strong ties. I use the 210s. Could have a Z on the end. That's for outdoors rated. So I use 3-inch 10D nails. So now it's time to test the integrity of it. So I'm gonna use the weight test, use my own weight. So yeah, look how nice and strong this is. Nice support. And definitely this will support the rest of the flooring. Subfloor is next. There you have it, friends. That's how you fix a missing floor joist. It's nice and braced, strong, and now it's ready for subfloor. Make sure you check out my other channel as well. It's called Mr. Fix This House. I'll leave that link also in the description, and I'll leave a little thumbnail over here or a picture of that channel so you can go and see what it looks like. Check it out. It's good for short videos, not long form, because I want to kind of separate the two. I don't want to mix up short form on this channel. But overall, if you have any questions on how I did this, what materials, and if you have further questions and some things that you found questionable or you think I could have done better, leave it in the description or the comments section down below. Leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it and share with the community. Again, friends, thank you so much for the love and support. If you found this video super helpful, make sure you hit that big thumbs up, press that subscribe and notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next updated video on this project that I'm doing. Thank you.